Hi everyone, it's been a little while since my last post, so apologies. I've just struggled to find the time with work and everything else that's going on, but I do have an interesting healing session to tell you about, something that was quite significant to me, and part of the reason why I've not posted for a little while again is because I had to do some research into my own spiritual gifts. What was interesting about that is coming across some clairvoyancy terms, and I only thought clairvoyancy existed, but I now stand corrected and educated that there are several other clair skills that can be used and are available to those that have unlocked their third eye chakra enough to access those clear skills, of which clairsentient, I hope I said that correctly, clairsentient, and also clairsentient. Clairsentient is what I believe I am closer to, and also clairsentient. Now, once I tell you this story about the healing that I have just given to a close friend, then hopefully it will make more sense about that, and also my investigations into the spirit realm, being able to feel the feelings that I have, the emotions that I have, the pain in my body when I am investigating certain areas for spirits, etc. Does make a lot of sense. That, and combined with the fact that my trainer says I am a spiritual empath, it just all slotted nicely together. So without further ado, let me discuss what happened with my close friend and healing. So I attended her place of work. She owns a horse yard and she keeps horses there and trains people to ride. Was able to set up a small private session there. She's also training in Reiki and some spiritual training in healing animals, especially horses, and using oils. So her name is Kath K. She works out of Mary's Meadow, so big shout out to Kath. She also holds sound baths and spiritual evenings, etc. On there. You should be able to find her on Facebook. So if you give her a follow on Facebook, some events will show up, and they are very, very good, and also a great opportunity to meet me and my trainer Lisa as well from Willow Holistics. So we set up a bed at the horse yard, and Kath healed me first, which was fantastic. We connected through our third eye. She saw an eye which she described as a tiger's eye. I also saw an eye which I would describe as the eye of Horus, the Egyptian god, the symbol of the Egyptians, and we agreed it was one and the same symbol. She has later found out, she just let me know a few days ago, that she has had a spiritual empath come to her place of work as well, and said that the land that she's working on was once part of ancient Egypt, and she's working with an Egyptian priestess. So that's really, really good for her, and it would sort of reinforce what happened with the eyes and the Egyptians. When that happened, I felt a vibration between my right shoulder and Kath's right hands. I could only describe it as though somebody had put a mobile phone between us and had rang it, and I felt it, heard it, sensed it. You know, the vibration was definitely there, and that's when the eye came into my mind. And then all these faces were flashing through, like flicking through the pages of a book. So an incredible session with Kath. There was more that happened, but we'll leave that to discuss amongst ourselves, and maybe we'll share at another time, because we will meet up, we will practice our healing on each other again. But without further ado, when I healed Kath, an amazing thing happened. So I connected with her crown, and immediately I felt unsteady on my feet. So I'd done all my preparation, I'd done my grounding, you know, I'd spoken to my spirits, my divine spirits, my guide. I'd asked Kath for permission to connect with her higher self, and my higher self to connect with her, which was all granted. So grounded, protection, etc., all in place. Now, when I connected with the crown, I began to feel unsteady on my feet, and that was an unusual feeling. Felt initially like I was rocking on a boat, and I was swaying quite a lot, and I had to open my eyes and check that I wasn't moving because excuse me, it felt like I was moving, like I was really rocking, moving side to side. So checked and I wasn't, and closed my eyes again, and immediately I was rocking again. Now, as I was trying to fathom what this was, it started to develop into less of a sway and more of an unsteady rock, and it felt like I was being pulled on a cart, a horse and cart. And you thought, oh, that's unusual, but I am on a horse yard where horses are kept, so not too unusual. But then a vision started to form in my mind, and it was of a trail, which I now understand was one of the routes that Kath takes as her horses to exercise around the yard, and I was on a trail around there, and I could see the barn where we were working. And what was interesting about this is, whilst I was healing Kath, the vision that I had was of Kath healing me. So it was when I was on the bed and she was healing me and working on me. So I thought that was quite interesting. So I stayed with this vision, and there were 100% definitely a horse's head. I could see in front of me, I could see the ears sticking up, I was bobbing up and down, and it all seemed to fit quite well. What I'd sort of not known at the time is that Kath had a horse that had recently passed away, a horse called Woody, which is absolutely her pride and joy, and she'd had since she was foal. So I was absolutely devastated. So devastated I was about to find out. As I moved down her body, eventually I got to her heart chakra, and oh my goodness, when I connected with the heart chakra, this grief that came out of her heart, it had me in absolute tears. So when I connected with the crown, just going back to the crown, and I saw the horse, there was this overwhelming feeling of pride, of happiness, and the message I was being given to Kath was, I am so proud of what you're doing, continue, it's the right thing, you know, so much pride, which is unusual that, you know, an animal spirit was connecting with me to pass this message on. So as I went to a heart, this overwhelming grief, and grief is exactly what it was. It was in tears. So I was in tears for the pride. I had to step back, release the energy with the happiness and the pride. But similarly with the heart chakra, again, I had to step back several times, center myself, focus, breathe, release the energy, and go back to healing Kath. But my goodness, and it just felt like her heart was ready to burst with so much emotion, and you know, it became apparent that she had not grieved yet for the death of a horse, the passing on of her horse Woody, and she was holding on to it in her heart, and it was affecting her chakra so much. So hugely challenging for an empath such as me, and a spiritual clairvoyant, not clairvoyant, clairsentient, feeling exactly what she was feeling, and subconsciously she probably didn't know she was holding on to this emotion in her heart. But I did say to her at the end of the session, I did have a message, would you like me to share with you? Because I was conscious that some people don't want to receive messages, or they may be upsetting for them. So Kath 100% trusted me, said, yeah, you know, what is the message, please? So I told her about the message of pride and happiness from her horse, described the horse to her. She confirmed it was Woody. That's when I know it was definitely a message. So she burst into tears, as did I, because again, I could still feel the connection with Kath at that point, with my empath skills, want for a better, gifts, I guess. And then we moved on, and I spoke about her heart chakra, and again, broke down, both of us broke down in tears, and we're close enough to hug it out, thankfully. But you know, it was an amazing experience for her. She felt like she had healed, her heart had healed, but she said she knew that she still had a process to go through with the grieving, which she'll work on, and we'll continue to practice healing each other, and that will be a priority to go to the heart chakra. But what an amazing experience for us both. Very spiritual connection, very happy connection, and feel like we've really progressed with our healing journey. So just wanted to share that with you. I have planned my Reiki level 2. So some of you may be going, why are you healing? You know, it's Reiki level 2 is when you heal. This is just reinforced. This is just close family and friends who I trust, who wish for me to practice with them. And Elisa said it's a good idea to share your healing gifts with them as well. But obviously Reiki 2 is where we start to really settle down and understand what it is to heal other people with the Reiki symbols. So I'm not going to dive too much into that. I don't know enough about the Reiki symbols yet. Purposely not doing too much research into it because I want to discover what these are with Lisa doing my Reiki 2 training. But felt it was really important to share this with you. So if you are thinking about training in Reiki, in healing, in opening your third eye, exploring your chakras, then the journey so far for me has been absolutely amazing, magical, so spiritual. I feel really good. I feel amazing. I've just come to, today's the end of my 21-day cleanse. I've had some incredible meditation. Meditation where I've seen lots of colours, meditation where within seconds of opening my eyes I've seen myself in the third person. I've seen auras leaving my body as though the wind is blowing them away. I felt so happy, so stress-free. Work can be challenging for anybody. Work can be stressful sometimes, and I haven't had the stress there. I've even started to look after my body better with combination of my mind. I've felt the urge randomly to start running, and say running, more jogging. Don't know where this urge came from, but I had to scratch that itch, so to speak. So I started running, and although I can't run very far, it's still something that's healthy for body and mind as well. So I thought I'd share that with you because I think it's really important that as you go through the Reiki journey, you know, it's important that you have healthy body, you have healthy mind, because as you do start to engage with clients, you know, they will look at you and think, is this person healthy? You know, they're healing me. Are they healing me from a place of love and light and health themselves? So you've got to look after yourself. So mentally, yes. Physically, yes. Do you think you should start the journey? Yes, start it. See how you feel, particularly over your 21-day cleanse. But I can't recommend Reiki enough at this time for healing gifts, empaths, and exploring your spiritual self, your spiritual mind, your spiritual connections. It's certainly a way forward, and for those of you looking for a connection, then this is the route forward. So please explore it. That's it for me for now. I'll update you when I heal my next family friend and share my experiences with you. But I hope these videos are proving helpful, and I will speak to you again soon.